All right, today on Power Breakfast, I am joined by someone who's been making Kenya proud internationally. The current Mr. World Kenya is here. His name is Kevin Owiti, and we are going to get to know him and his story and all about what Mr. World Kenya is actually about. So welcome, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
So you came back, what, yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
From the UK?
Yes.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
You placed fourth?
Fourth overall, yeah.
And
out of 46.
Out of 46.
Yeah.
That's the farthest Kenya has ever gotten in this competition.
Yes.
That must have been a huge deal.
It is a huge deal. Actually, it's still surreal. I don't believe it. That when they call Kenya in the top 5, it's like I was in a dream, to be honest, against all the Alejandros, the Rico Suaves, you know, the Rodriguez, all those people. Then being amongst all of them and the only African in the top 10, in the top 5, means a lot to me. It's huge.
That's amazing. I mean, you've definitely put Kenya on the map in a great way. I've heard you being called the most eligible bachelor in Africa right now. I don't know how you feel about that title.
I don't mind.
You don't mind
I
it?
don't mind it, yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the competition, first of all. Mr. World. I don't think Kenyans knew that there is a Mr. or Mr. Kenya even. You know, we hear a lot about Miss World Kenya. There's been pageants going on forever. There's a lot of hoopla about that. Yeah. But Mr. Kenya, how did you hear about that competition?
Mr. Kenya actually started off when I was crowned Mr. Catholic University. Mr. Catholic University is where my journey of modeling started.
Okay.
After I was crowned, that one of the gifts that I got was to be a model amongst the Samantha's Bridal Wedding Expo.
Oh, okay.
So while doing the show, I met a very good friend of mine called Margaret Mushemi, who happened to be a runner-up in the Miss World 2015. She told me about the Mr. Kenya auditions that were happening at the Uhuru Gardens. So I went and I gave it a shot at the auditions. By God's grace, the judges loved me, and I had to participate at my county level. I'm from Siaya County. I had to participate at Siaya County level, win at my county level, then automatically get nominated to take part in the Mr. Kenya, and by God's grace, I was crowned Mr. Kenya, and that's how I represented the country on the international platform.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about where you're from and where you grew up and your childhood and all that, and, you know, coming to take modeling up as, you know, a profession right now. But where did you grow up?
I grew up in Langata. I've lived in Langata all my life. I have siblings. I have a lovely sister who's actually tuned in right now, and brothers. They've really been supporting me, but I can't really say that modeling has been my thing ever since. Modeling is just something that came out of the blue. God just showed me a sign a few years ago that, yeah, this is your thing. Because personally, I wanted to be a baker. I wanted to be a baker at the beginning. That's funny. And then I grew out of that. I wanted to be a footballer. So it's been interchanging so many things, so many different interests, and yeah, I settled on modeling.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry on that. That's the first. That's
Trust me, every time I think about it, like a baker. Why did I?
Do you still bake? Is that something that you still do?
I can bake, but
you can.
I can bake.
Okay.
Yeah, I can bake.
All right, interesting. And then modeling came about when?
In 2014. That's when I started. I ventured into modeling, and that's when it started paying off.
How do you know that you can become a model? How does one know? Do you just look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am so good looking? Let me use this talent that God has given me. How does that happen?
Good looks is certainly a plus, especially in this industry right now. You know, good looks really sell the product to what you're doing. And yeah, it's just about the looks, to be honest. Yeah. Is
it other people kind of nudging you in that direction, telling you, you know, you can use your looks to?
That's also another factor that played. But also, what really made me venture into modeling is because I was praying, and that's when God just showed me the sign. Kevin, this is your thing. And my mom kept on telling me all the time, Kevin, your looks didn't come for nothing. Use it, use it, use it, use it, use it. And that's
Are you a religious man?
Very, very religious.
Go to church?
Jesus Christ is my personal savior. I dedicate anything and everything to him before I do it.
Amen.
And that's how far I've gotten because of God. I am nothing without my God in heaven.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I didn't expect that, but it's
really?
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, look. You're a young guy. How old are you? 20?
I'm turning 21 in October.
Turning 21 in October.
Yeah.
So it's good to see someone, you know, more grounded and rooted in, you know, their faith.
Yeah.
So the pageant, then you won your county, then competed.
Yeah.
What was the competition for Mr. Kenya like?
Tough, but there are certain qualities that they were looking for in a man. You just didn't need to have all the good looks. You know, you need to be an all-rounded individual. Do you have the charisma? Do you get along with people? There are also physical exercise that we had to go through. Waking up at 6 a.m. every day at the boot camp just to go and run at the beach. That was one hell of a task. But yeah, by God's grace, I made it.
Yeah.
I made it.
How close is that competition tied to Miss Kenya? Are you guys sort of in similar boot camps? Do you guys get to see each other? Are those two connected?
Yes, Mr. and Miss Kenya happened at the same time. We're all at the same boot camp. We're all attending classes at the same time. But Mr. and Miss World is separated. The international pageant is separated. Like for Mr. World was last week, and Miss World is happening later towards the year in December, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. As a male model, do you do commercial work as well?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so what are the types of things that you've done in the past before this competition?
Also ventured into commercial modeling. I've done a few adverts for Safaricom, KCB, Numi Noodles. Yeah, so that also kind of like gave me a platform to venture into the modeling, and it's really paid off.
What did your friends think about you competing in a quote-unquote pageant as a man?
Of course, the supportive ones, they're the ones who think, oh my God, he's into modeling, he's gay now, you know, but that really didn't bring me down. I had my soft drive, I had my focus, I set my goal and I worked at it, and that's how I'm here.
Interesting. Well, we've got something to look at right now of your competition and some of the men that you are competing against in Mr. World. All right, so that's a group shot. Tell us about that one.
We had just arrived at Southport. Previously, we were at Manchester, and that's the red team actually. We're divided into 4 teams, a red team, blue team, green team, and yellow team, and I happened to be in the red team, so that was a group shot for the red team. Okay. Yeah.
I'm seeing 2 black people.
Yeah, that's Mr. Ghani. He was my roommate. Oh, Mr. Nigeria, good friend of mine.
That's Mr. Nigeria?
Yes.
Wow.
Very good friend of mine.
Interesting. And
Mr. Romania, we didn't really talk that much, but yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah, what's it like behind the scenes with, you know, these groups of men? Is it very as competitive as we see for women, or? Trust me, it is. It is. No bromances?
Of course, the first day, you know, when everyone is all pretending.
Right, to be nice.
But in time, you get to know a person, how he really is, you know, and
who to stay away from.
Yeah, who to stay away from.
Yeah.
But generally, majority of the people were genuinely nice to each other. Yeah, to me as well.
All right. So there wasn't any, you know, women are very catty. Women will sabotage each other, put something in your drink, or, you know, spill something on your dress, or...
Trust me, men do that as well. I saw that in the competition.
No way.
I saw that in the competition. You know, trying to make yourself look better than everyone else. You know, we're supposed to be there for breakfast at around 7 o'clock. Someone will go at 6:45 just to make himself look like he deserves more marks than everyone else.
Yeah.
So it's there, it's everywhere. It's not just about the women. Even the men have that sabotage.
How did you deal with that and still stay strong as a person that you are, and still on the mission that I'm here to win Mr. World? Amongst all of that,
it's just self-drive. You know what you've gone for, you know what you're looking for. It's just up to you to work towards what you've come to achieve. That self-drive is the one that drove me to the position I'm at right now.
Yeah. So you said you made friends with at least one person?
No. Like six people that I'm still in contact with. Mr. Sri Lanka, Japan, China. Very, very close friends of mine.
Yeah. So you had an opportunity to go out there and you know, meet people from all different walks of life. How has that changed who you are as a person and kind of your outlook on life right now?
Just the interactions, you know, the people you interact with, they can impact a different sort of thing in you. And like, for instance, Mr. China was a very, very humble person, and I can say that his humility is the one that made him get to the top 10. No one expected Mr. China to be the top 10. He won the fashion and style.
Wow.
As much as people will say he wasn't really stylish as such, I think it's the humility that made him get to that level.
Yeah. So you've got to have something in your personality also that shines.
Exactly. It's an all-rounded competition. It's not just about the good looks. You need to have a purpose with your looks as well.
What is your selling point? What makes you stand apart from all the other people that you beat?
I think out of all of us, I was the most spiritual person. I'm the one who open-heartedly accepted and talked about Jesus Christ without fearing what anyone said. And
wow.
Yeah, That's a factor that the judges also really admired. They told me that they've never really met a young person like me who's such a staunch Christian and isn't so scared to talk about his salvation and his relationship with Jesus Christ.
How is it for you, you know, you said you went to Catholic University, but, you know, just being a young person out here with all the pressures that young people are dealing with and peer pressure, and I'm sure there's people who are trying to be influences on you that are negative, and you being strong in your faith. What was that like in school in your earlier days?
First of all, it was really hard to deal with. You know, in campus, that's when you really want to go all out. You want to attend every party. I won't lie that I wasn't a victim of that, but with time I got to realize that this is not what all life is all about. You need to set your goal. You need to have a drive. You need to have a purpose in life. So personally, I just found myself getting away from that, and I had to focus on my career. I had to defer from school this whole year just to focus on Mr. World Kenya.
So you're going back to school?
Yeah, I'm going back, definitely going back to school. I have to get my degree, but first of all, since I'm on the spotlight right now, I can't postpone this moment probably next year or something. So let me just work on what I can work on right now in my career. But definitely I'll get back to school.
Seeing that you're also a commercial model, are there times that you're maybe asked to do things that you're uncomfortable with because of your faith? You know, as a model, sometimes they ask you to take off your shirt, or I don't know. Have there been those times?
I haven't been a victim of that in Kenya, but so surprising that when I was still in the UK, and actually that was 2 days ago, there's a person I met, a designer. He works in Colombia. He told me that he's willing to work with me, but I have to give in to certain favors for him to. But kind of brushed that off. It was such an awkward conversation.
I can imagine. So as you said, you know, this is your time. The spotlight is on you right now. There has to be something that you're, you know, that you want to, a message that you want to relay and use your platform for good. So what's your stance right now on that?
Personally, I'll tell you for a fact that I was a victim of emasculation, being a boy child myself. Especially the fact that no one really knew about the Mr. World. So the only time I would make myself feel significant is making appearances with the Miss World. So anytime they would realize the Miss Kenya is there, they would see, oh, there's a Mr. And I felt really neglected, and that made me work even harder to a point where I'm at right now. So using this platform, I want to restore the boy child significance. I want to make him feel more accepted in the society. That's really my goal with the title as per now.
I think that's good, seeing as, you know, there could be more visibility on Mr. Kenya, and probably young people watching thinking, hey, maybe that's something that I can participate in the future. What's your advice to young men who have aspirations of modeling and pageantry like yourself?
Personally, I'll just say go in it wholeheartedly. Don't listen to what anyone says. If that's what you've decided you want to do, go ahead and give it all that you've got. It may not be easy the first time, second time, but persistence will get you to where you want to reach at the end of the day.
There's lots of misconceptions that people have about modeling, that you just have to, as long as you're pretty and you stand there, it's all good. What's the toughest part of being a male model?
Trust me, I haven't really had a problem being a male model.
No problem. It's all easy.
It's all been rosy and easy for me, to be honest. Surprisingly.
Really?
I think it's as a result of prayer. I do pray a lot. Probably even 5 times in a day.
So you must have women fans. You know, the ladies must be going a little bit crazy for you right now. I posted a picture of you on my Instagram last night. And
did you?
Yes, and the great girls. And I was like, do you have any questions for him? And there were no questions. Lots of emojis.
Wow.
So how do you deal with that?
Personally, I'm a guy with goals and priorities. Ladies are there. That one I won't deny for a fact.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I'm single.
Are you looking for a girlfriend?
No.
You're not looking?
That's not a priority to me.
At all?
No.
I'm just making it clear. I'm here on behalf of many women watching. So,
but personally, what?
You might need some water.
What is wrong with you?
You said you're single.
I'm single.
Joey, we have some water for
you.
Just
the past is real.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of an interview.
It's okay. How are
okay,
you?
but it's kind of hot.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Pleasure
All right.
What?
Excuse my co-host. You know, I don't know what he had for breakfast. So you were saying, the ladies.
Oh yeah, so it's not really a priority to me right now. But another reason as to why I'm working hard is because I want to build a foundation in my life. So by the time I'm ready to settle down, the lady that I can accommodate in my life and my kids, I'll be able to provide for each and every one of them. So personally, I just want to give my kids a better life than the life that I've had myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it seems like it'll have to be a very focused and grounded person when it does come to that.
Yeah.
You know, what type of advice do you have for just young people watching you and trying to achieve their dreams? Maybe it's not modeling. Maybe it's just something that people have told them, well, that's not a career or that's not a traditional profession. What would you have for those creative minds?
At the end of the day, if that's what you've decided you want to do, go ahead and do it, but you can't do it alone. Accept Jesus Christ as your Savior. He's the one who makes all these things work. I'm a testimony of how God can really change someone's life. Being a person that no one really knew about, I'm Mr. Kenya, and then now everyone is suddenly just talking about you is nothing but a testimony. It's a caterpillar to a butterfly story, to be honest, if you ask me.
Yeah. Where do you see this taking you? Are you going to compete again? Are you going to continue modeling? What's the future for you?
Right now, pageantry, I'm done because that's the biggest pageant. That's the biggest male pageant that's there. I can't go higher than that.
Yeah.
But I'm planning to venture into other things, like if I could get into acting. That would be a plus for me.
Yeah,
so,
I can see
but
that.
personally, I'm just sweeping everything that comes my way. I don't want to really focus on a specific thing because maybe that might not be my particular thing. So as you see, like I told you, I wanted to be a baker, but that wasn't really my thing. So I can't really say that I just want to do modeling. If acting is also in the picture,
keeping your options open.
Of course, yeah, keep my
options open. If there's an acting coach or director watching, what are your, how can people get a hold of you or in touch with you if they do have opportunities that they want to share with you?
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram at KYMO_BABY. You can follow me on Facebook at KYMO. You can also like my pages on Facebook and follow me on Twitter as well. Yeah, we can definitely get in touch.
I'm sure they are following. Kevin Owiti, the reigning Mr. World Kenya, who just made Kenya very proud in the Mr. World competition. He came in 4th, the farthest that a Kenyan has ever gotten. Were you the highest ranking African as well?
No,
Mr.
African,
Nigeria.
Mr. Nigeria 2014 came in runner-up.
Oh, okay, okay. But for this year, he's definitely made us proud. He is definitely the talk of the town, and you've gotten to know a little bit of his story. Use the hashtag Power Breakfast, and of course, you can find him on his handles as he has just mentioned. Thanks for being here, and congratulations. Shout outs.
Oh, before I leave, I just want to say shout out. Which camera? This one. I just want to say shout out to all the Kenyans, all my fans, all my friends, all my supporters. This is all for you. I couldn't have done it without you. Shout out to my family, the Owitis, everyone, and a special shout out to Mrs. Terry Mungai, my mom. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. We're going to have a little bit of music from the band, and then we'll be back to wrap things up. Keep watching.
Okay.